When it comes to our kids and better sleep, we can all use some tips. And here to help ease with the sometimes tricky transition from crib to bed is Nanny Robina. And we have playing with us right now, Jason. So Jason's 19 months old and is so excited to be a part of this. I love it. We're going to talk about easing them in sort of slowly. And your first tip is, don't get rid of the crib right away.
No.
Put the bed next to the crib.
Put the bed next to the crib. Now, I do understand that sometimes the crib transitions into the bed. You won't be able to do that. However, if you are able to do that, it just helps with that transition, that he can look at something that he's going to be transitioning to and get used to it mentally before physically we put him in there.
Right.
Right? So, good idea, set the bed up, have the crib here, and kind of let him get used to it. Now, what I would stress is don't let it become the trampoline. Because if he starts bouncing on it now, the minute you leave the room, he'll bounce on it and shoot off. So, don't let him do it right off the top. That's, that's a big no-no. He has to know that the bed is actually for sleep, right?
Right.
So
I remember when I did this with my kids, we started with naps. So just doing naps, we weren't doing overnights, just doing daytime naps, trying to get them into the bed.
Yeah.
You say this is what you should do, and there's a way to do it.
There is a way to do it, and one of the things that, exactly what you said, is just start with the actual nap and leave the crib here. Because if he's really opposed to it, we're not going to fight him, Tracy.
Okay.
If he really wants to get back in his comfort zone, in the beginning, we're going to allow that to happen. Should we go back in the bed? Let's try it. Okay.
Jason is ready. So actually, they're going through this at home right now. I spoke with his mom, Jen, and they're actually going through this transition right now, getting him acclimatized to a bed instead of the crib.
The crib.
He seems pretty comfy.
He does seem pretty comfy.
Right?
You know what we have? We have a new bed rail put on here by bednanny.com. So this is like, it's just a, it's the new type of rail, so you haven't got the plastic gate. That's going to help him support him, keep him comfortable in there. He's not going to roll off it, right?
Right. Okay, so you've done that.
You've got to come down the bottom, though.
You've done the nap time thing.
So
you've got the crib in the bed. Are you staying in the room?
Do you know, in the beginning, every child is different. I'm going to say, for the... Oh, he's loving the bed. You love the bed. You love the bed. I'm going to say in the beginning, it's probably less work if you just take a chair, but one of the things that you don't want to do is if you decide to exit, is you exit and hover outside the room. Big no-no.
Don't hover.
Don't hover outside the room, because you know what? He senses you're there and it becomes a game of peekaboo.
Right.
And I actually asked a couple of the moms today, and they all said they stayed outside and the kids came out.
Yeah.
And that's because they know you're there.
Yeah.
So at least disappear and go into your own room.
Okay.
Okay, and then...
You mean don't do one of those things where you're like outside the door like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Did I hear a peep? Did I hear a peep?
And then once you've actually got him in and he's settled, very firm voice, right off the back so he knows it's not a game.
Yes.
Okay, and it's like, Jason, okay, big boy bed, it's time to get into bed now and go nannies, okay? Let's go sleepies. And then you want to do that right off the back.
Wouldn't that be amazing if he was about to just go to sleep?
Oh my gosh, wouldn't I earn the #1 trophy? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you've put him in the bed, you're not lurking outside, and then you decide, okay, we can do this overnight.
We can do this overnight. So you've done a couple of days.
When you do it overnight, are you staying in the chair until they fall asleep?
Now, I would suggest there is a method that you can do.
It's all fun and games.
Here. Okay, I'm going to let him down now because I think we don't want to have any little accidents here, so we're just going to let him go over to mommy there.
That's great.
So what I'm going to suggest is, once you've done a couple of days of naps and he's got used to it, you then transition in here for nighttime.
Yeah.
Exit the room. However, if he does keep getting out like a yo-yo, let me tell you, there is a method. You would take the chair, sit it beside the bed. The key now is no eye contact, no chit-chat. The little guy's going to try and engage you in everything and anything he can to get you talking. And it's like a mantra. Sleep. That's all you're going to say to him. Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep. And you're going to stay there. That leg will pop over the bed 500 times. It's your job to pop that leg back 500 times back.
Okay.
Okay? Eventually, you move the chair forward, so it's outside the room, and over time, he loses the power. He's like, I'm not getting anywhere. He will start to stay in bed. And that really should be done over the course of about 7 days, so that by day 7, the chair is outside the room.
What a mental game, huh?
You know what, it's like Russian roulette, I tell you.
Seriously, because you're sitting there the whole time, they'll get up 150 times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
sleep. That's it. Leg back, arm back, and you do not make contact. You do not make eye contact.
Right?
Do you know how many people I've been in their home and they've left the intercom on and I've told them what to say, and then I hear them go sleep. You know,
it's so relaxing.
And I'm like, yeah, the intercom's on. I can hear you up there. Stay calm. So yeah, you can hear the aggravation. It is time consuming.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting, but it does work.
It works.
It works. And I think, you know, for the most part, Tracy, it's that anticipation parents have. They set themselves up for that anxiety thinking, oh, it's the next step. I know what's going to happen. If you go forward thinking that, what do you expect? Stay positive and tell yourself he's going to get into the big boy bed and he's going to stay there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I love that.